Tuohey's been working out this morning.
Yes. What's up, everybody?
He's in Texas. Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out, and so's the sweat.
What do you think of that, Wick Tickler?
You like it?
Would your therapist approve?
I think the therapist would approve.
All right, Tuohey, do you want to get started or what? How do you want to do this?
Guys, the main watch is open today. No doubt about it. So, listen, today, pretty good reason for the run, too, as I'm sure some of you have seen. They announced the new CEO. He is the former COO of Shopify. So it's pretty legit, dude. And I mean, if you take a look at yesterday's price action, right, it dropped $1 a share. Like, I think they just baited in shorts. And then it almost seems like too perfectly timed. And now we're just getting a massive move up. The company at its peak was worth, I believe, $6 billion market cap at yesterday's highs at 850. Just gorgeous move. And this is going to be the watch for today. It is 100%, in my opinion, 100% a long. I'm going to be looking to buy dips, plain and simple. I'm going to be looking to buy dips. Now it is gapped up a lot, so I would be expecting probably some kind of pullback, but to be completely honest with you, it literally might not pull back. The only thing is, every time I feel like I want it to do something, it doesn't do it quite as clean as I'd like. But for the first time, this is like the first real gap that we've had. Big gap through the breakout. Great news. Shorts trapped. It just feels like an A+ setup today.
Yeah, just to add my thoughts in there too. Agree with everything Bryce said. I do think, this is a big gap for open. So wouldn't it be entirely surprising to me to see some weakness out of the gates or not? I don't really know. We're gonna have to wait and see here. This $8 level very clearly is key this morning. But I do think yesterday they baited like long-term short sellers. Came out with the news. This volume was huge, but I have to imagine probably not everyone got out of it that's in the short. So what I would love today, the perfect storm for me, would be almost like a break below our support here. Bait more shorts in, and then we curl up and we go to 9. That would be my wave my magic wand, picture perfect scenario. And then I think open puts in a really big move. I just think this is now all of a sudden went from nothing to now really good short squeeze potential. And typically those are the ones that really do get explosive because you caught a lot of short sellers yesterday off sides, and now they're going to be feeling the pain today. So time will tell. But open is definitely my top watch as well here today going into the market open. So we'll be trading it again. And then I got all these others. Bryce, do you got any opinions on the gaps?
Not really. No. I want to try to narrow focus today, I think. And it's something I think I've struggled in the last couple of days. We've talked about it. But, after we get off stream, of course, I keep trading. And I think one of the things I've done the last couple of days is have my focus spread a little bit too thin. There's just so many opportunities. And I think with an opportunity as good as open today, I want to try to keep that to a minimum. But that being said, we still obviously talk about these. I'm sure one or two of them will turn into a decent trade.
Agreed.
We also, we'll go over this in a minute. What happened to Octo? They did a ticker change. I think it's like ORBS or something.
Yeah. Vince, decent little earnings winner. Kind of, I think the thought of the general population here is this is going to be like WLDS. As we've learned, once a stock does it once, the second one just never does it quite as well. So already a pretty big move this morning on Vince, but it's given a lot of it back. So not super optimistic about it heading into the market open. Speaking of WLDS, it did have a nice gap up, but they did drop an offering this morning. I should say that the offering is only $4 million, which granted, it is really big for their market cap, but the amount of volume that they're trading, it's not that big. So as you see, I've got lines on this chart. We are literally right in the middle of those lines. So I got to wait for it to pick a direction before I really have any trade plan. But I do think worth a watch. Obviously, lots of volatility yesterday. Mugu, I like better. Mugu, pretty wild run. Is this China? Yep, it's a Chinese ticker. Shocker. China tickers have been super hot, as you guys know, for the past several weeks. Really weird, really bizarre chart. So yeah, probably stay away unless it sets up perfectly. Trading the sketchy China tickers is usually a pain in the butt. And when I got something like open, I can focus on. I'd rather focus there. PFSA, similar notes to the other gaps. GRI I think has faded a lot, but PFSA and GRI are similar to me. Late news, good initial pops, but have pulled back. Evidently, very clearly on PFSA, we've got this like 50-cent support. So there's going to be a potential trade on one of these. We go over this every day. I don't know which one. We're going to wait and find out, and we're going to try to find that trade. Another weird, sketchy one is this YYGH. I don't know what it did yesterday, but they registered an offering. Yeah, to me, feels sketch. TLG, this one's similar to Vince. Yeah, I just know my focus is on open.
Yep.
Yeah. So Octo, I think they filed a massive ATM. They're no longer Octo, though. They are ORBS. They just they changed their ticker symbol. But with that ATM, and obviously now, I mean, there is the case for a potential bounce maybe on this, but you're fighting that uphill battle with the ATM. So, and it's a new ticker, which usually is just not the best because then everyone's searching for it. So
people forget about it. Yeah, people forget like what that actually was.
Yeah. So we'll watch it. Someone says, "Are you already in open?" Nope. Kind of went over my open plan. I have no position in open. I think Bryce might have a couple shares, but
a little bit, but nothing spectacular. That'll be looking to add into this. Dip in here out of the gates too. So that's not into the open, if you will. I'll be right back.
Into the open. There was one question. Who asked it? I forget where it was. Oh, it was Brian. Brian, any way to import Trade Funder into Profitly? I don't think there's a direct API connection, but you should be able to like download your trades and upload them. I don't think you even have to do it manually one by one. But there is a way to just, with any broker, kind of do that manual update.
Yeah, what to that question too, what I would do, by the way, for anyone that's trying to like upload their trades, if you actually go into like ChatGPT or anything and just like paste the list, like you can go into your trades in Trade Funder, copy, paste the list into ChatGPT and just say like format this for Profitly or format this for whatever you use.
Yes. Mortgage University says new to stocks to trade. Is there a way to save the settings? Yeah, can you see my mouse here? There's if you put like a bunch of indicators on a chart, like say through VWAP, right? Then I can hit this little save icon where my mouse is. And that'll save your settings and it should stay that way. Nice. I think that's all I got. A lot of you guys talking about open. Yes. Look, I would love it. Like I said, to do like a dip and rip, bait some more shorts, and then go on a big squeeze. But obviously, we got to also accept reality. This is the biggest move Open's put in a long time. So wouldn't be surprising to see some weakness out of the gate. What do you got? 30 seconds? All right, I'm going to run. I'll be right back.
Run. Yeah, it's exciting again. My main kind of focus is really to not spread my focus too thin. I want to stay focused on the couple of stocks that I believe could be really strong. And right now that is OPEN, and we'll see if there's anything new to add to that list as you know the market opens a bit here and we start seeing some more movers. But for now, just trying to keep my focus as simple as I can. We got a couple of seconds left here before the market opens, and OPEN is like the dip here out of the gates.
I made it.
Nice. Congratulations.
All right, Open. Let's see what you got here for us. Mugu. Dun, dun, dun. Bryce, you're watching something closely here.
Just open. I'm just looking at the. I was just taking a look at where that previous high was, 732. Looks like we're holding that quite nicely so far. Yeah, was trying to see exactly where that high was.
Yeah, open. Obviously, good little dip and bounce already, but if you've been here before, we've traded open a bazillion times, and it's usually a choppy mess for the first 10 minutes.
Yep. Yeah. Again, trend is your friend on this one. Generally, this thing trends incredibly well when it starts to trend. So I'm not trying to rush in too crazy too early. I took a little bit on that dip there in the 750, but again, I want to let this thing prove itself and see if we can't hold the gap here.
Yeah. Oh, I have a 2-minute chart up. Let's fix that.
Yee.
We got our levels. Waiting time. If open, I say this every time I trade open. If open works, it's going to be a trade that should just
go.
First of all, it's going to give us multiple entries, and it should just kind of trend all day.
Yeah.
That's what it's done on its really good days. So. Philip says, what's your starter share amount? It literally depends on the stock. It's different every time.
I mean, it totally depends.
Yeah, for a stock like Open, right? Obviously, it's $7. If we were trading a stock like YYH, it's 15 times smaller. So the starter share size would probably be 15 times more shares.
And then you also have to kind of take into consideration the range of the stock itself. How much do you expect it to move? I mean, with something like Open, I'm probably going to be able to get my risk within 10, 20 cents. But, starting out of the gates here, I wouldn't expect this to just drop $1 a share or anything either. So,
GRI, pretty mean spike there.
Yes. Very mean spike out of the gate.
Open catching dips. It just didn't dip as much as I thought.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of held that previous last high. I mean, it was 740, dipped to 740 here today. Just really used. Oh my gosh.
What?
No, open. Just nice pop. A lot of range here too. A lot of range for open. I mean,
standard open start here.
It's 50 cents a share worth of range.
Oops. What else we got? While I wait for open to figure itself out. GRI pulling now.
Yeah, GRI a little bit pull.
WLDS little pop. Mogo kind of dead. PFSI, that 50 cents is interesting because it's just holding 50 cents like a champ. But I still think open's the best.
Me too. Obviously, again, that $8 level, super key. I almost feel like it would be best if this tries to consolidate a little bit before breaking through 8, but also I guess it breaks 8 and then goes to like 820 and then can use 8 as support. I just don't want to see it break 8 and then oh boy.
Yeah, I was about to just say I think every short in their mom right now is risking 8.
Well, I think you were right.
Yeah.
I don't think you were wrong.
I should have bought that dip. I was just waiting for dip sub 740.
No, I mean, I get it. It's I wish I could have gotten more, but I did take a decent starter size, so.
Marine says we're behind. I don't think we are.
Behind what?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Tell her to update her Wi-Fi.
Either that or I'm actually going to be down on open because my Wi-Fi is behind.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Both my brokers are confirming the same. Shout out.
There's a little delay on the stream, 10-15 seconds. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Technology is only so good.
Shout out to the swing shorts or swing longs and open. I mean, too.
I know Kyle, dude. Kyle Williams.
Yeah. For those of you guys that know Kyle Williams, he's in the community. He's been swinging since like $4.40 a share. So I mean, just
dude's a monster.
Dude's an absolute monster. Been incredibly convicted too. Here comes the probably pretty expected pullback here. It's the straight up moves are tough because you know they're not just going to go up forever, especially on a company this big.
Yeah, the open volume's nuts. Already 120 million shares, bro. It's crazy.
Whoa,
not that big. That's nuts.
Whoa. This has all the writing on the wall that today could just be a monster of a day for open.
Gavin was swing short open. Man, good cover. Covered at 6 yesterday.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, good cover.
GRI definitely looks a little saucy here, by the way.
Marine, appreciate the real-time updates on open in the chat. All right, here's our dip on open. This is what I was waiting for. Patience. I've traded open like every day for like a month, if not longer at this point. Not every day, but like at least 2 or 3 days a week. And I just know how it trades, man. It does this crap, chopping around. And you just got to wait. Sometimes it doesn't even give us a trade for the first 30 minutes. And that's just open for you. So waiting and seeing.
Yeah, I took a little bit more on that dip to view app. Gonna see if low a day can kind of be my true test now, my true level.
Yeah, with the exception of basically this day, which was August 22nd. Let's go back and look. Even August 22nd, right? So we're looking at August 22nd. The best buy, in my opinion, was at like 10 a.m., right? Chopped around for the first 30 minutes, and then after 10 a.m., like this is what I mean. The days it goes, it's an all-day just sick trade, sick move.
Yeah.
If we go back to the other ones, I mean, this was July 21st. I don't remember exactly what happened on that day. Even here, it chopped around for a good 20 minutes before really giving us a trade. And then even that, like the better entry probably was like closer to like 1047 or so.
Yep.
And yeah, still, I mean, this one had a big slam in the day, but most of the time, all day move. So I'm not really in a rush. That's my entire thought process on open. Not really in a rush to buy it because I know it's going to work. It's going to be pretty obvious, and it should just kind of trend all day. So that's what I'm doing. Can you do options on open? Yeah, Eric's kind of already answered that, but yes. I've never really been a great options trader. I'm not going to lie, but
you and me both.
Regardless, there are options on open. Open, great dips, great higher lows, all good things right now.
I was going to say there was a massive seller there at 8, but he seems to be very gone.
Yeah, dude, this volume is bonkers.
Incredible volume.
Yeah, wow.
I took a smidge off there at 822. That was just a gnarly move.
Yeah, awesome move.
That volume is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's trading like its average daily trading volume in the first 15 minutes.
Crazy, dude. I love it. I'm still being patient. I don't got FOMO. I feel like this legitimately could go to 10.
I do too.
I'm waiting. If I'm 20 cents late, so be it.
Rather be late and right than early and wrong. Or early with a bad average, or undersized because you got a bad average. Or
Wisdomous of you. Yeah. Well, I don't have open. Bryce does, but hit us with questions while we're just waiting for this. How do you catch those sellers? Stephanie says level 2 moves quickly. It does, and honestly, on open, the volume is
literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I'll go to that in a second, but yeah, I'll start there actually. On open, because it's trading so much volume, the level 2 only matters so much because the volume is just insane. And what you can do is just watch for like huge sellers, and you'll see them. Like right now, if you look at my mouse, this is the level 2, right? There's a couple thousand shares, whatever. If all of a sudden you see like 400,000 shares, like it's just going to be very obvious. There's just going to be a massive number there. Then you can see that, big seller. And usually that does lead to like a short-term top, but with open, the volume's so bonkers, it almost just doesn't matter. So, yeah. And what I was going to start with is opens level 2 is really fast because the volume's so high. So one thing that you can do if you want to get better at level 2 is to like just record it and then watch it back on like half speed or like quarter speed. That's something that I used to do a lot, especially in the beginning of my trading, just to get better at watching the level 2. And obviously slower moving stocks, it's easier to watch. That's why OTCs, like if you're really good at level 2, OTCs are pretty straightforward to trade. Wow, Red Huffy says, I've been swinging open since 288. Wow.
Beautiful.
15,000 shares. That's a banger winner.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Chris says, I'd rather wish I was in than out. I guarantee you don't. I know there's that FOMO, but it's much better to rather wish you were in because you missed it. Then technically, yes, it sucks. You didn't make money. Maybe you break even, whatever. But when you want to be out, like those are usually dangerous situations. Like you have a big loss or something and you just wish you were out of that thing.
Yep. 100%.
Brandon says 955. Brandon, we're gonna quote you on that. That better be the high of the day. Open 955.
I like that. 955 would be a nice win.
Have you guys seen Maze? I've seen Maze a couple times. I don't love it. I could just tell you that. Trading can be as fun, exciting, and degenerate as you want, or it can be very simple.
Yes.
And Maze, it's just wild range, not really given super clear levels. Yeah, it's tougher. Everything seems to be pulling back a little, huh?
Not open.
Not open, though. Things on a damn mission. Open. Beautiful trend. Beautiful higher lows. Give me a dip. Open coming up on all-time highs. I don't know if it's all-time highs, ladies and gentlemen. Is it? No. You got to go back a long time. But Open used to be a very high-priced stock. Highs for the last 2 years, 3 years? Yes.
Can you imagine? It goes to all-time highs. That'd be insane.
Well, the CEO's incentive package is, I think, tied to the share price.
Oh,
very similar to Elon.
Yeah, yeah. Open and Tesla are basically one and the same now.
Basically.
Wall Street Bet's gonna be hopping on here, being like, "Oh, they're in. They're so in."
I'm actually surprised. I saw a good tweet yesterday of Dave Portnoy. I can't believe he hasn't bought Open.
He hasn't bought Open? Does he still do his Davey Day Trader Global?
He hops on randomly,
okay.
Once a month, maybe. He'll hop on and talk about stocks.
Dude, I gotta give him credit in a way, because he definitely helped kind of bring the day trading space to the masses. He probably did a large part of Wall Street Bets and everything in a way.
Mogu, yeah, good bounce back. I'm not convinced yet, but Mogu's got our classic glass wall problem here. And if we consolidate and get close to that, I would definitely be more interested. Mogu's probably the best one, though, out of all these. GRI, dying. Vince holding up okay. TGL okay. Orbs, Maze. I just like Open, man. Highly predictable. You don't got to chase the shiny ball. Bryce likes to chase the shiny ball.
What?
Not really. More than me, though. But, new traders love to go after the hot, sexy, big runner of the day.
See, I like to go after, I wouldn't call the things I go after a shiny ball. I'd definitely consider it low volume turds. It's like a ball that's got a lot of scuffs on it, but I see the shine. I see the light and all the scuff marks.
Mogo, big slam. Let's see if they catch that. If they catch that, it gets interesting. If they don't, it's over. I'm leaning towards don't so far.
Yep.
Wow. Halt down. Wow. Well,
ooh, Open squeezy. I've got a little sell order at 841 if we can hit there.
Beautiful glass wall. This thing is pristine.
Why are we even talking about other stocks right now?
Because Open's slow and I'm not in Open, Bryce. I'm jealous. And if I keep watching Open, I'm going to keep being jealous. Waiting for a dip. I'm expecting a dip. It's going to happen at some point.
It will. Or it just consolidates.
If it consolidates, fine.
Same thing.
I'll scoop up shares on that breakout.
Yes.
Chris says, where were you guys Tuesday?
We had
at your mother's house.
Yeah, at your mother's.
I'm just kidding.
At your mother's igloo.
in your mother's igloo. Yeah. No, we had some tech issues come Tuesday. So apologies for not being here on Tuesday. Marine says, how do you spot shorts coming in? We've talked about that a little bit in the past, but Bryce, let's talk about it in reference to open. Why can we confidently say that?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or how do you know shorts are in?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, if we want to do this, let's go to a slightly larger time frame. Do you pull up the daily chart quick? Because it's not, when I see like spotting shorts coming in, especially if we're going to use open as an example, on the intraday, it's going to be a little harder. It might be easier to see on like Mogu, which we can go back to in a minute. But what I want you to look at, guys, is that kind of before today, it's high, which was like 738 that day right there. So on that day, we gap up and we just bled out like $6 a share. To me, that indicated it was a sell the news event. That's a pretty common, I don't want to say pattern, but like when news comes in, gaps up, and when it's too big of a move, it gets sold out or it gets sold off. Normally, that's a sign of shorts. And then after that, we also saw that it actually started to break down a kind of a key uptrend on the daily level, at least in the shorter term aspect, making new lows. Now, all we really know is those are sellers. It doesn't really matter if they're short sellers or sellers who are long, because at the end of the day, if they're just sellers who are long, they're probably going to buy back higher. If it's short sellers, they also are going to buy back higher if the stock doesn't work. Now let's go to the intraday quick. Just so you have that kind of the multi-day picture there, the idea. Now, this morning, this also could have been considered a sell the news event, right? Because everyone's like, it gapped up too much. It's got to dip. It's up 30%. This is a huge company, and out of the gates, we kind of saw that. As a matter of fact, can you zoom in a little bit again? I want you to go to that kind of support level, that not the 740, but like more the 760 level that we saw there. So we had that pretty key support level in pre-market, and we just dipped right underneath it as soon as the market opened. And generally speaking, the same way that longs like to buy breakouts, shorts like to short breakdowns, right? And so what we see is that it broke down by just a couple of pennies under that pretty key level, but held the much bigger picture support level. To me, again, that indicates that people are selling as we break down from there, but instantly get trapped as we wick back up. My point being is that I'm not going to sit here and say, I know that's a short seller who did that. I can speculate, but I just see it's a seller. There's a seller there, whether it's a short or a long selling their position. Either way, they're probably going to buy back higher. Shorts are almost certainly going to, or they're going to blow up. Matt, I don't know if you have a different answer to that, but that's how I personally look at charts.
Yeah, for me specifically on open, you got to keep in mind, we're traders, like day traders. There's also swing traders. There's hedge funds. There are so many more people trading stocks in so many more different patterns than you ever realize, right? Even to this day, I'll still meet somebody and I'll be like, oh, I never thought of doing it that way, right? And they make money. And that's kind of the beauty of the market. So, one of those types of people are just like swing short sellers. And yesterday, they had every reason to swing short sell this, right? The breakout kind of failed. We broke down underneath this $6 level. If you look at yesterday, let me go to 2-day chart. It was definitely super bearish action, right? Like beautiful swing short, or at least start to a swing short. And there's that whole thesis that opens only up because of Wall Street bets, which is largely true. So you got to think, like, if this starts breaking down, there's going to be a ton of sellers. And yes, one day open probably will be an awesome short sell opportunity. But then they came out with that CEO news. So all those swing short sellers who just got in this yesterday, all of a sudden they all got squeezed out, right? Huge move, huge volume. And then, well, today, now you've got the swing shorts who you anticipate have to get out. Those swing shorts also include your hedge funds and funds that you can bet your bottom dollar they're short this, or at least were short this. So there's all those short sellers that have to buy back. That's a short squeeze. And then kind of as Bryce says, once we broke down under that support, I was kind of hoping for a bigger slam, so we bait even more shorts, but apparently we didn't need it. And that's part of it. You're kind of trying to figure out, how many shorts do we need to go higher? And that's just the short sellers. Then you mix in all the buyers, which you had all those buyers who maybe got shooken out and now want to buy this breakout again. you get this awesome move on open, which is already $1 share. I mean, this is a massive move for open.
I have to hold on. Yeah, I'm going to start selling a little bit here.
Just a massive move for open so far.
This is crazy.
It's awesome. And yeah, I don't have a position, sadly. I'm sad about it. But I know open is just not going to go straight up like this all day. There's going to be a pullback. There's going to be some consolidation. And I definitely think I'm going to get a good opportunity on it at some point.
This is insane.
Future in the chat keeps trying to pump SLXN. Hopefully no one's listening to Future because that is perhaps the worst chart I've ever seen in the history of mankind.
Oh, boy. Future, you got to stop, man. You got to. Dude, that's rough. They did an offering. Come on. I hope we taught you better than this. Yo, Vince. Vince said, Bryce, what price you get into open? I know Vince. What's up, Vince? I'm in from currently after my first entry was like 850 or 758, I think.
Ooh.
And then my ad was my average is 768 right now. I know, to be fair, I have already sold my ad back, so I'm back down to my initial position size. Oh my gosh.
Open, just beast mode, bro.
Nuts.
Beauty.
Yeah, I'm just taking little bits off here. This is really great.
Yeah. It's definitely starting to get a little extended. So
Very extended. Yeah.
It might pull back, but at this point, what's it pull back to? 830, maybe?
Right.
Well,
that's kind of my thought. Working. Is like I can always add back a lot of this position here, but I'm going to take the profit when I've got it.
Yeah, smart. I don't disagree. Let's see what else we got. Chris says, do we just buy open, check this afternoon? It'd probably work, man. I'm not going to do that, but it'd probably work. And I know Jeff says it's too late to buy open. Look, I'm not going to chase this thing. I'm waiting for it to give us personally, I'm waiting for it to just give us another setup. And now we've got a lot of support, $8 support, obviously low day support. I don't want to risk all the way down to lows, but that's there. We've got support kind of around 825 where it hesitated for a little bit. We got VWAP, which is slowly creeping up to 8 now. That's good. I like building support because it lowers my risk.
And, guys, we'll talk more about this in a few minutes here. Perfect. Well, you just kind of brought up the comment here. A trade like this is like the epitome of the perfect time to trade for Trade Funder, in my opinion. Like trades like this, I love using Trade Funder for my big picture trade ideas. And this is one of them. This is one of my better trades in a while. And it's thanks to Trade Funder. So again, we can talk more about Trade Funder in a few minutes here after open starts calming down. Oh my Lord. Good grief.
Yeah, good wins on open. Mike says made $1,000. I know a couple other people in the chat said. Yeah, good open wins. Tyler says all you guys do is help us make money. Well, then we must be doing our job pretty good.
Yep. Glad to hear.
David, shout out to you on that open trade as well. Danielle says, just got Trade Funder yesterday. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Love that. I know a bunch of you in the chat are talking about that Trade Funder too. Brandon says, I'm up over $1 a share already. Should I just take my money or wait for 955, which he said was not going to be the high? Look, obviously no one can predict the future, but this is a big move on open.
We're also not going to sit here and tell you what to do with your money, but this is a crazy move. Like at this point, open is up nearly $1.50 a share from where it opened.
It's a 50% move on open. It's not a small company.
Right. Like there's nothing wrong with taking profits. The worst thing you can do is, Matt gave me a great piece of wisdom. Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Oh my God. Hold on. I'll finish my thought in like 5 seconds.
Skip 83% win on open calls. Jose taking profits as it goes up. Douglas profits. Love it. Love it.
Matt gave me a great piece of wisdom a couple of months ago. And it's like sometimes a great piece of wisdom. like you don't. I don't remember exactly how you said it, but it was like you would like look at my. Oh my gosh! Ah, hold on.
Open. This
I'm
is.
out. I'm out almost.
I psyched myself out, man. I'm kicking myself because go back, watch last week's webinars. I was like, if Open's going to do it, this is what it's going to do. And it never did it. And sure enough, today's the day it did it.
This is crazy. This is absurd.
Louis says, up 10% of my account today thanks to Open. Insanity. Woo!
Let's go.
$800, $811 from RS. Man, you guys killing it.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I just need to get all out here. This is insane. Oh, and look at that volume too. That to me is, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I got all out at 920.
Open, that is insane volume. Insane.
Anyways, what I was going to say though is like a lot of times, and I certainly have gone through this, like you try to be perfect at the expense of being good. And it's like you don't need to be perfect. If it goes to 955 and you sell at 920, oh no. You only captured 88% of the move. Like you don't need to be perfect. So I think that's a good piece of wisdom for everybody to kind of think about if you're struggling with that. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be good, or ideally get into great, but you'll never be perfect. You should work for perfection and expect to be good.
Well, let's talk about Trade Funder. Now I feel like Open's topped, at least for the next couple of minutes. So, I know some of you already know Trade Funder. I know a bunch of you in the chat are using Trade Funder. Tuohey, give us the rundown.
Yeah, listen, guys.
What is Trade Funder? Why would they want it? How does it help?
Trade Funder, for those of you guys who don't know, is a fully funded trading account. It's going to get you access to $25,000 of trading capital. Actually, technically, when you include margin, up to $100,000, but that can be spread throughout 4 stocks. We'll talk about that more in just a minute. This is really perfect for those of you guys who have small accounts or who, particularly under PDT, you're new to trading, or you just don't want to risk your own money. Like at the end of the day, maybe you've got $10,000, $15,000, but you don't want to risk all that in the market. Trade Funder, it's going to be with our discount link. It's going to be $800 plus a $99 platform fee. Trade Funder is going to front the rest of the money, which again is $25,000. So this is, listen, I mean, on a day like today with Open, and as I mentioned, these are days where for me, I love Trade Funder, because when I've got a bigger picture trade idea, it just makes so much sense. I can get access to a bigger account. I get to take these trades without really needing to worry about risking my own money. And for me, that allows me to take bigger size on that trade, hold for longer, which is exactly, again, this is for Trade Funder. That Open trade was one of my best trades of probably the last couple of months, because I had conviction in it. And so for those of you guys, let's say you got like a $2,000 account and you go to buy Open this morning at $7.55. Not good at math, but I think that roughly is like 250 shares you could buy. Ish. Well, with Trade Funder in a $25,000 account, you can go buy 2,500 shares. And now all of a sudden we're talking about like a $3,000 trade potential versus you're trading your own money like $300, right? So I just think there's a huge benefit to not needing to worry, number one, about risking your own money, because I think a lot of there's a huge misconception, I think, in trading. It's pretty simple. It's just, it's so easy to get emotional when you're risking your own money in a trade and you're thinking about it like that, which is why Trade Funder is doing this, because they know that we actually here at Stocks to Trade help produce a lot of great traders. And so for them, they're willing to take that bet. And we actually have traders in the community now who are growing with Trade Funder and getting access to better accounts, which is exactly what Trade Funder wants to see. Now, if you click the link that we're going to drop in the chat here in a couple of minutes, it'll bring you to this webpage. See, Matt's dropping it as we speak. There'll be that button that says get your funded stock account now. And you'll click that button and it'll take you under 90 seconds to actually go ahead and get started for that. And as you'll see over there on the right-hand side of your screen, it's that one-time fee of $800 and that $99 platform fee. If you want to do this on their website, it's still a good deal. It's $1,400 plus a $99 platform fee. So take advantage of that $600 discount. And to be honest with you, if you really wanted, now you can just get 2 accounts for basically the price of what you'd pay on their website for one. But anyways, if you go back to that other screen there and you'll kind of scroll down, we can go over some of those qualifications. Well, actually, by the way, I should mention that Trade Funders also partnered with T3. They're one of the biggest prop firms in the country. But basically, the way that Trade Funder works is since you're trading their money, they've got risk management rules, as does any prop firm. At least to get started, they get a little bit, actually quite a bit more lenient as you grow with them. But since they're a prop firm, it's in their best interest to see you win. They are going to take a profit split. It's 80-20. It's one of the best in the industry. Very, very low for what they take, which is great. On top of that, they're going to make you be a good trader. So in specifically, you're going to have a daily loss limit that you can't lose more than. Now, they won't just shut off your account for good if you cross the daily loss limit. It's the max end of day drawdown is what that's called, where at that point they will shut it off. They're not going to let you lose all 25 grand. And we get asked this all the time. Basically, we get asked, if I lose like $5,000, do I owe them money? The answer is no, because number one, they won't let you lose $5,000. Number two, that's kind of the risk they're taking there. So they're going to let you lose up to $3,750 from where you got started with. And then from there, you can go get another account. They won't be like unlimited, but you can take more than one attempt at this. So again, they're betting on you being a good trader. So you don't need to go out there and risk the farm, right? Anyways, Matt, do you want to kind of keep going there? I've gone over some of my kind of favorite parts of Trade Funder.
Yeah, look, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat with some really good trades. A couple people made over $1,000. Lisa, $1,100. Up 3K says Q Morrow on open. Just beautiful. 16% winner, Marine says, on open. And I don't know what size your account is or any of those. But what point I'm trying to make is $800 is a very small hurdle to get started at that level of trading. Now, I'm not here to say it's perfect for everybody, but it is a fantastic way to jumpstart your trading, to pour gasoline on the fire, to help you get a bigger account, to start seeing some bigger wins, to start getting more success under your belts. And with trading, there's always the same risk that's involved with everything. But that is a way that Bryce and I did not have access to. We're definitely jealous of, and a very cool opportunity for those of you that are just getting started. So we've dropped that link in the chat. There's a big discount. It's a $600 discount right off the top here. Let me go put it. Sign up here. You get $25,000 to trade with. It is in their accounts. You get $100,000 of buying power. And we've seen a lot of people have success with all of that. That's all I got to say. Invest in yourself, says she, Trade Funder. I agree. And I don't really think there's a better opportunity, especially whether you're brand new or whether you're just struggling. I don't know of a better opportunity out there.
I don't think there is one.
That's all I got.
Yeah, no, same here. Guys, we're doing this every day. And I mean, so far we kind of nailed the top on open there. So
yeah, banger trade on open. Shout out to Bryce for that one. And
shout out to Matt for the plan.
The plan I did not follow, but open's pulling back. I think there's going to be some more opportunities, and I'll trade it then.
100%.
Lee says, how do we get paid through the program? Well, if you make money trading, it's just you withdraw your profits. It's kind of like, how do you make money with Robinhood? You make money trading, you get to withdraw the profits. Jeff says, great deal. Just be careful, noobs. And yeah, I agree. I think that's probably good advice to end on. At the end of the day, you still are the one trading. Just because you have a Trade Funder account doesn't guarantee you're going to make money. You got to make good trades, make good decisions. Well, that's why we're here every day. So go test it out. Go get started with it. And let's level up. That's all, folks.
Sweet. All right, everybody. We'll see you back here. Is today Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Cheers.